Welcome to Daniel and Gian Talk Shit. I am Gian. And today we want to wish you a very happy 420 because we are big time fucking potheads. And we're fucking high right now.
I will be.
Except I haven't smoked in fucking years because I'm not about that life.
What time is it?
7:04 Pacific Standard Time.
I should have been then.
Oh. Did you sneak an Eddie in?
Yeah, but I guess it's not. Oh well. Anyway,
I guess I'm lying. I have done edibles recently. That's neither here nor there. I'm not a smoker. But anyways, so we are. What are we? We're not celebrating shit. Daniel wanted to talk about weed because something happened to him at the Dodger games. So tell your fucking story.
I forgot. No, so it's not really involved weed. I mean, it doesn't involve weed, but Carlos and I went to the Dodger game on Tuesday.
Okay.
And as we were leaving Compton, some Compton ass shit happened.
Okay.
And it was scary. So anyway, going to the freeway to go the 110, right? And we're in Compton, and we're at a four-way intersection. And I see, no one else is seeing this yet, at least in the car. I see some big black dude, not like fat, just like an older, bigger black guy. He looks like he's wearing construction.
Like Mike big?
No. Like built, like not Terry Crews big, but like that type of big. Like,
Not I'm sorry.
No.
I think I broke your floor.
No. If Mike's listening, we love you, Mike. But anyway, so I thought he had a jackhammer. It looked like he had a jackhammer and he was jackhammering shit. Like as in like an ice chest. Like there's shit exploding and he had a hard hat on. Like I thought he was doing construction.
And it was his fists?
No, Carlos said he had a saw, like one of those like
a bandsaw.
The saws that the handheld saw that you would like
bandsaw.
Yeah. And regardless, maybe 20 seconds after I noticed this, 2 or 3 sheriff cars just swoop right past us. We're sitting at the light. They fucking stop in the middle of the intersection. Without even any hesitation, they get out of the car and they already have their guns drawn on them. Each one, 2 or 3, I'm not sure, car just with the guy in the passenger and driver's seat. So they're fucking full on like drawn on him. And he immediately drops whatever he had in his hand, fucking puts his back to him, puts his hands up, and then he flips him off. And he just starts yelling, like swearing, like fuck the police, blah, blah. But he has his hands up the whole time with his fingers up. More cops. I swear to God, there was at least 8 to 10 police cars. I'm not bullshitting you. They all had they switched from pistols to shotguns, and not like non-lethal shotguns, like actual shotguns. They weren't the yellow, like rubber bullet ones.
Legit shotguns.
And dude, it was freaky. It was like, because it felt like, not Trayvon. Who's the one who died in St. Louis?
Michael Brown.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the broken mic.
Is it?
Yep.
How? I took it out.
I guess you didn't, or this one broke too.
It sounds fine.
No, it sounds like it's echoed.
Well, we can switch it out real quick because it's right there.
I thought you said you switched out. I thought you said you got rid of it.
Well, I still have it just in case we bring someone else on.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to throw it away.
Oh, my God. So this is potentially the bad mic.
It could be. I don't see how it is.
You fucking... Listen to it. It's got that same fucking echo, dude.
But it's not attached to anything, though. The other mic.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'll get it. Just keep talking about something. Keep the audience interested.
Anyway, so Michael Brown got shot in the back, and I'm waiting for the rest of the story.
That's kind of it.
That's the story. So did the guy get shot? Did anything happen? Did he just get arrested?
They made us leave.
Oh.
Well, I guess I don't have it. I did take it off. I have this mic, obviously, which we're not going to use. Oh, wait.
What happened if you...
I have this mic.
This is going super Bush League right now.
That's not going to fit in there, is it?
And I'm going to have to be like this the whole fucking time.
It's not going to fit. I mean, it's going to be too thin.
I mean, it sounded good. Like now it sounds better, but it's still whatever. Just keep going. Sorry, guys. Fucking Daniel looks for any edge he can over me.
It's not even true. I didn't even do anything. You're just complaining because I just talk. I have a better voice.
That's exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with the
You
mic.
sound like a fucking.
We can switch spots and I'll still sound good.
You sound like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. You got a better voice than me.
What can I say? You just have a shitty voice.
Is that what it is?
That's what it
Okay.
is. If I sound like this and still sound better than you, then you just have a shitty voice.
No. It's.
I think that's how logic works.
Is that how logic works?
I think so. I'm
But
not
you
sure.
don't sound good. You sound louder than me. There's a fucking difference.
I sound more clear. That's what you're saying.
No, you sound louder.
There's no distortion in my
more
voice.
fucking
There's no echo in my
volume.
voice.
Yeah. There's no such thing as echo in a fucking voice.
You just said your mic.
I'm not. The mic is fucked up. I'm not a fucking.
You're not talking like this, like this, like this.
I'm not a fucking whale. I'm not a fucking dolphin. I can't.
Whale's
fucking,
echo?
I can't sing. Yeah, it's called echolation. That's how they
I did not know
That's
that.
how they talk with each other in the fucking ocean.
I did not know that.
Read a fucking book. Piece of shit.
What book? What book is that in?
It's in a fucking my marine biology book that I took in junior college.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't even recommend me a book because you don't
No.
even know what book it's in.
It's in the marine biology book. Just look up marine biology on Amazon and you'll find a fucking book.
So the end of the story, everyone in the car, because Carlos had his cousin and his cousin's girlfriend, they were like, had their phones out recording. Like, not just my car, but like all the other cars.
You saved that guy's life.
What, by being there and recording?
Yeah.
No, dude, I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting. I honestly thought they were going to shoot him. I was like, we need to and the thing is, we couldn't leave. Like, no one in front of us was wanted to leave. So, like, because I didn't feel safe. Like, I'm all for, like, drama and shit, but, like, not when someone can actually fucking die.
Your brown instincts kicked in.
Because as soon as he could have done, if he would have just brought one arm, like, they would have just popped him.
Yeah, they were on him.
And you know what's funny, though? I was
At
reading.
some point, you gotta, like, fucking cops gotta realize.
Well, LAPD just made a new.
When you got 15 fucking guns on someone, like.
Well, now do you know their new policy that just got voted in the same day that this happened? So
No, what
Tuesday,
happened?
they have to try to de-escalate the situation with words first. They can't use guns as the first. Like, they can't use it, which is funny because you would
I
think
felt like that was always.
Nope, that's what I was about to say. You would think that's how it's always been. It's not.
No, they gotta change to.
No, they just voted this in.
No, I know. They should change like the military does. You know, if you're in the military, you can't engage first. You can't shoot until the enemy
Shoots you first. Yeah.
First contact has to be from the opposite side.
Right, which is why Trump gets, on hot fire depending on who you're asking because he went attack first. That's just not just Trump, but America in general.
Right.
Us initiating first. Not that this is going to turn into like a whole political thing because I don't want it to be. But yeah, that was my story. Because no one would fucking let us go around them.
Right.
And I'm just like, I was high.
So you were stuck.
I was high and
Oh,
like
you were
freaking
high.
out too. It was worse. I was 100% sober after that too. Because like fight or flight kicked in.
Yeah.
And I was like, the adrenaline overtook whatever like chemicals are released when you're
Right.
stoned. And it was scary though. I don't know. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Not guns drawn on you, but like some crazy ass shit.
It's been there's a sweet spot. It's like angled. No, there's still echo, but
Maybe that mic's just broken.
it could be. It's a $30 mic. No, not with cops. No, this happened quite a bit when I was
Have you witnessed something like that?
when I was
before?
in high school. This fucking it was always my exit from a party when some fucking
The cops came?
no. I'm getting so we'd go to parties like house parties, all 16, 17, maybe 18 years old, and everything would be fine. And then somebody's fucking gangster cousin would have to show up. And then
Chewy?
And then no.
Or like Jamal
No, neither. Like fucking Eric,
from prison?
No, I mean, I don't even know how I don't even know what kind of shit they actually got into. Maybe it was just selling fucking dope, but they'd show up to the party and then just to show off, they'd pull their guns out just to show people that they're strapped.
Dude, I fucking hate that.
Nobody's beefing at the party, and this happened all the time. And every time, the second somebody shows up and the second he showed their piece, I was like,
I'm
out.
done.
Yeah, let's go.
No, yeah. I'm like that too.
A couple times, people shot him in the air. Like, why? Like,
See, that's
no
just-
fights or nothing. They're
I'm
just trying
leaving at that point.
So that
because I'm assuming they weren't sober. I mean, they were sober at that point. But if they weren't, it's just. I remember the first time I went with Brandon to that camping trip, someone brought a flashlight with a
Right.
taser on it. Yeah,
I don't went to my tent right
and
there.
then already, like, what happens later on at night when everyone's drunk? He's tasing himself trying to get to his tent because he's fucking
Yeah.
turning it on, and he's tasing other people, and it was just like, it's just that's why guns are not allowed at this thing. Cause I mean, I guess people do bring their guns just in case, but they leave them in their trucks.
Just in case of what? A fucking bear attacks you?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I'm not white.
Bring my fucking levels up, dick.
Your levels are fine. Turn your headphones up.
My headphones are up. I'm hearing the difference.
I'm looking at your levels. Is that better? Talk.
You just raised your own. There, see?
See, you
That's a
sound
fucking
great.
major difference.
I raised them. Okay. Maybe you were lower than me. Maybe I was talking louder
Fucking
than you.
asshole. Now I'm like way louder than you.
You should talk. Say something.
Something.
Cool. I'll lower it a little bit from there, and then you're good. Well, I usually don't rise them too high because I have to edit them in post.
Oh, we never fucking peak anyways.
Right. So yeah, so you've never been in a fucking like a standoff?
No. Every time I've dealt with cops, it's like I'm usually like unless I know there's a lot of white people around. That's the thing. If you're around,
I was in Compton. That's what's freaking me
if
out.
you're with hella white people somewhere, and the cops show up, that's the best time to mouth off because nothing's gonna happen. Nothing. And I kid you not.
They might arrest you.
They might arrest me. Never been arrested. If it's something like they're just fucking with people, cops don't fuck with white people because white people start dropping fucking lawsuit shit and stuff.
Yep.
However, I have been in situations where I was around fucking the brothers and the Mexicans, Jamal and Pancho together, and we've all been thrown up against the fucking, like, we've been cuffed, thrown up against cars, and then let go like 10 minutes later over nothing. I've had multiple situations like that too.
See, I've never been involved in that situation, like anything like that.
That's when you say real fucking quiet. You don't say shit. You're just like whatever.
And the people who do say shit are the one, like, that's the thing. Not to like say that make this statement and have it be a blanket statement because it's totally not. But that's what always like. I guess that's what got me angry about Fruitvale Station.
Right.
Because I know it was a movie, but I feel like that's probably how it was.
Right.
Where they're popping off, mouthing off. The cops are not trained.
They have the actual video where he got shot.
Well, I've only seen what they showed in the movie. I never saw the whole video.
Right.
So I don't know, like,
yeah,
I don't watch that shit.
They got
like people watch like this. I guess this could be our segue, but like people watch that fucking Facebook.
Yeah. The guy in
killer.
Cleveland.
Like I can't watch that video.
No. That's.
But I know people who do watch it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's no point to. I don't get nothing from it.
If they made that into a movie, maybe I'd watch the movie version of it.
It doesn't. Well, and I get you though. It doesn't get my dick hard.
It's just why. It's
morbid.
disgusting.
I think it's just morbid curiosity. People just.
Or even like Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. I didn't
Do you
wanna
remember
see
that?
either. Yeah. No, I'm good.
It was just, I don't know. It's just it's just something about it being real is off-putting.
Right.
But I don't know.
No, it's morbid curiosity, and I mean I'm not into that shit. So I'm not into super gory horror movies because it's like, even though I know it's fake.
What
it's just
about
like, it's
Rambo,
too
though?
much. Dude, Rambo was stupid.
Rambo 4.
Yeah, people were just, maybe we had the one scene where he stabbed somebody or something. I don't even remember. I just remember people like flying off of the fucking, the little fucking pagodas. You know what I mean?
They were there's pieces of arms flying everywhere.
Right, but not the whole fucking movie. Just like part of the movie. What's wrong? Oh.
It's gross. I don't know. But so do you, so I guess we'll just, that was one of the things. What's your take on that whole thing?
I think it's like Facebook, like controlling the people's feeds.
Yeah.
I think they should.
Oh,
do
we
it.
should probably set it up because I emailed Gian before this and then propose some questions to him in the email so people out there don't know what we're talking about.
Everybody, I mean, almost everybody knows about this guy that got assassinated on Facebook Live.
The old dude, yeah.
So 74-year-old man got murdered on.
And it was like random, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know the whole story, but the issue at hand is like people are asking, like, should Facebook cut the feed and not like?
Well, it wasn't this one wasn't a live video, but they've streamed live stuff in the past.
People do crazy
like
shit.
that a few months ago where there were those people who were beating. I think it was black kids beating up a white guy or something, or maybe it was the
beating up
reverse.
the kid that has like special needs.
There you go. That's what it was, and that was live. But The question I asked is like, should Facebook regulate live feeds and only allow? Do you have to earn that? Like, should it be or should I don't know? Should they delete? Because I was listening to the news and the cops were saying that
Facebook is a private service,
well, yeah,
and if they want to eliminate the live feeds or control them, they fucking can.
sure.
And they should, because you know what? It's not gonna be.
Well, that's what I'm not saying. Do they have the right to?
No,
I'm saying should they?
They should. It's not gonna be the first time that's gonna happen. You know, I don't give a fuck. Like, there's gonna be copycat killers because of this shit.
And then YouTube, I feel like YouTube in the back in the day used to have a lot of shit, but they've kind of hampered down on gory content. So I
Right.
think regulation can work.
Yeah.
But
For that kind of stuff, I mean, I feel like when it comes to murdering, people like to copycat shit. You know, like all these school shootings, they're all inspired by another school shooting. You know, it's
wasn't there a terrorist attack today?
in
Paris?
London or Paris. Yeah, I heard it was somebody else.
I would
All
not
I
want to
know
live
is
in Europe.
ISIS fucking hates the French.
It has to do with the
Algeria,
the
prime minister.
the refugees, like the way that they're. Vice did a documentary about it. So I'm probably saying it wrong, but from my recollection, it's like they allowed a certain amount of refugees in the country,
Right.
but they basically forced them to live in the ghettos, and then they tried to force them to like not wear their traditional. Like they're trying to force them to like get rid of their values, as opposed to like America, which is like, yeah, you could be yourself, just like contribute to this. You
Right.
know what I mean? So they're trying to force themselves onto these people, and then they're living in the ghetto. They're mistreating them. They're treating them like, at least according to this documentary, the Vice doc, they're treating them like how we were treating the blacks during like the Jim Crow era. So like, they don't feel like welcome. They don't feel like they're a part of anything. They feel like targeted. They can't even be themselves. They have to like conform. So
You know, on the one hand,
so they're more like inclined to like go and fight back.
right. On the one hand, I think that's fucking shitty by the French. On the other hand,
They're right, and it kind of should
on
just
the
be
other-
that way.
On the other hand, it's like, would you rather be back in fucking Syria getting bombed?
No, I know.
You know, it's kind of like you're a guest, so you got to play by the house rules. I mean, that's
I still think America. That's what always bothered me about immigration talk with Trump, and people like my friends who were like,
all right.
my friend Michael would always say, you know, I don't want any more refugees in here. Like basically what Trump's been saying, no refugees.
Right.
And then I would try to explain to him that we don't treat our refugees like France does, how I
Right.
just explained. We don't tell them like, take your shit off. We might say that, but if they don't, who are we to really? We can't do anything.
no, you're
We
just
don't
gonna-
have laws enacted to make people. You know what I mean?
No, you're
but in
just gonna get
France,
a
they
dirty
do.
look. You're gonna get a dirty
Exactly.
look, and maybe some.
But that's
shit
the
talking.
worst. It's some talk, and then that's the thing that people are always trying to propagate, like fear. Like, oh, remember that? We talked about that guy who
Yeah.
got firebombed in the car because of Trump.
Right.
It's like, okay, no, I doubt it. But I'm just saying though. So it's just a whole nother thing. I don't know how we segued from the Facebook killer to this, but how do we get to this?
How the fuck did we? Well, you said, did you hear about? Oh, because I brought up school shootings.
Oh, yeah,
We're
yeah.
like retracing our steps right now.
Yeah, I don't even know where we were going.
But fuck, since we're on murder, man.
Yeah, he got fucking snitched on at
Yeah, I
McDonald's.
saw that. That's hella funny.
Going to
Fucking
Burger
snitch
King.
ass McDonald's.
That's what I said. A fucking snitch ass McDonald's. That's grimy. I'm taking my business to Burger King because I know if I did some shit, they're gonna turn me in. Burger King, have it your way, motherfucker. They're not gonna fuck with my day.
No, good job, McDonald's employees.
I know, but for reals
I
though,
don't
that
know
is
if
kind of cool though.
I
Like
don't
on
know
a
if-
real like,
yeah, I don't know for a minimum wage if I
don't know if I'd risk my life.
Yeah, that was.
But it's interesting though. Would you, if you recognized, like, how would you handle it?
fuck, man. I don't know.
If you weren't a manager,
I
you were just like
mean-
fucking minimum wage.
I mean,
like
I
my
might
life
pull
is
I might pull my fucking
Manager?
phone out underneath the table and
text someone.
I mean, you could text 911. I feel like nowadays.
Can you?
I think so. Yeah,
I'm gonna Google that.
I think you could text 911. I mean, I don't know.
You should be able to. If you can't, you should definitely be able to.
We are in a police.
Like, you
state
shouldn't be able
right
to say,
now
like-
because we're policing ourselves, man.
You shouldn't be able to like text 911 and be like, "Hey, you up?"
yeah,
But because if you're in a situation and you can't say anything, that would be the. But how would you text though? I guess when you go away to go get the food.
Something, man.
Well, because that's supposedly what happened.
How
The
the fuck
story
did
is
that, like, yeah, they held his fries. Like,
they
they're
he
stalling.
ordered fries and nuggets, and
He
they
got
said
his
the
nuggets.
nuggets weren't. No, I think it was the opposite.
No, he got his nuggets. He didn't get his fries.
Oh, okay.
They were
So
like, oh,
yeah.
your fries aren't ready. They were stalling to try to get the cops there, but
Dude, fuck, man, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. I feel bad saying that, but it's like, what if he picks up on it and just blasts us?
I don't know.
'Cause we've
I mean,
seen his face.
I feel like if the
Why would you go to McDonald's though?
Yeah, like obviously, I don't know. Like you're already in danger because the guy's there, and he's unstable. You know what I mean?
So did he kill himself because they closed in on him, or they just like did he get a news report?
Man,
That's I know. That's why I'm
don't-
asking.
See, I don't believe like all these guys killing themselves. I mean, not that the guy wasn't a piece of shit and he deserved to die, but nobody saw it. He killed himself in the fucking car. Yeah, right. I don't know. Like I'm sure the
At
cops.
McDonald's?
No, because they chased him down. He wasn't at
Oh,
McDonald's.
see, I just
It
heard
was
the
a-
McDonald's
Like
part.
it led to a chase. Like they chased him, and then he said in the standoff he killed himself, which is like convenient every single time. You ever notice that there's a standoff involving a black dude?
Well,
They
like
always fucking
what's
kill
the
themselves.
not Jeffrey Dahmer? Fuck, what's the black dude from like last year or 2 years ago, who was a cop?
Oh, the Chris Warren. I think it was Chris something.
Chris something.
Yeah.
And he locked himself in that house in Tahoe or
then he
something,
killed
and
himself.
he killed himself by
Yeah.
lighting it on like the house on fire.
Right.
So what? You think they just say he killed himself because it's less paperwork?
I mean, I don't want to be full conspiracy theorist, since the next thing I'm going to talk about is a conspiracy theory.
Text
but
to 911. It's a thing.
I don't know. I feel like we got a lot of gung ho motherfuckers out there.
It's
bro.
only available in certain locations.
Well. But
It says you should always make a voice call.
speaking of suicide,
I know. This one was interesting. This whole week, the last 2 weeks about Aaron Hernandez has been interesting.
Aaron Hernandez was found hanging with his bed sheets in his cell.
Kudos to those bedsheet makers because
Yeah.
he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah,
That's pretty some strong stuff.
I'm guessing he's probably lost. No, he still looked pretty big in his.
No, I'm saying the sheets are pretty
Yeah,
strong.
no,
Those
I'm
are some
saying.
good quality
But I'm
sheets.
trying to guess his weight. Like his playing weight was like 260.
Those must be fucking
So-
American.
Yeah, those are American
Sheets.
made sheets. Because
How many count? What do you think the thread count is in prison?
I mean, I'm guessing 50.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know.
But keep talking while I look up. Because you want what? So Aaron Hernandez, what, playing weight or walking around weight?
I think his playing weight was 260. So I'm guessing he probably lost like 30 pounds, but he's still 230. He's still a
So
solid guy.
he went into prison for killing one guy, convicted and murder, convicted.
Yeah,
and
so he
everything.
went in. He got convicted for shooting Odin Lloyd,
Another player, right?
and then another guy was like a semi-pro player. I think he played
Oh.
college, and I don't even know what semi-pro means because I played.
I just know
semi-pro
it's a
baseball,
movie.
and that doesn't mean shit.
I just know it's a movie.
Yeah, semi-pro is a weird term. Semi-pro just means adult league.
Semi-pro. I've never even heard of that other than the movie.
I played semi-pro baseball for 6 years, and it was nowhere near fucking professional. Let me
I was
tell
gonna
you.
say so.
Yeah. The term semi-pro means fucking nothing. But yeah, homeboy, he was convicted, and then he was like, they were trying to bring up more murder charges for some other incident.
Oh, because he shot some car in defense. That's what his argument was, right?
Well, no, I don't think
'cause he was
brought
afraid.
that up at all.
I don't know. Why won't my fucking internet load? I
Um,
want to look up the ply count for the
But
bed sheets.
anyways, let's get past this fucker. So they found him hanging in his cell. They said he like barricaded the door, and they took him to the hospital, and they couldn't resuscitate him. He was pronounced dead. And yeah,
and you
man.
think it's bullshit?
Well, here's the shit that doesn't make sense to me. Like he gets this lawyer, who gets him off of this fucking.
The second murder, the next to the
Yeah,
other
he-
murder
he
charges. He
gets-
was already in life in prison, so he
Yeah.
was not getting out at any point.
No, I mean maybe this was to stop the death penalty.
Well,
Like here's the way I look at it is like he's only got so much money left, you know,
right.
because of all the lawyers he's had to pay, all the fees and whatever. Like I don't even know. If
He has a wife and kids,
he's
doesn't
got
he?
a wife and kid. I don't even know if he's gone to civil court yet for the guy he murdered, the Odin Lloyd guy. You know, I'm sure all of his fucking assets have been seized. Like, I mean, you know, I don't think he has that much money left. So why would you spend a little bit of money you have left to get you off this fucking case and then hang yourself immediately like a day or two after? That doesn't make any sense to me. Especially when the guy is like saying like thinks he has a good case to try to get him off.
I have an answer to that because I read it on. I don't know if I read it on Wikipedia, which I know you're gonna be like, well, that's stupid, but I think it was right Wikipedia, and oh yeah, here it is. I'll read it to you exactly. In the state of Massachusetts, hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm reading the right thing. Yeah, okay. In the state of Massachusetts, it is possible for Hernandez, through his attorneys, to request to have his murder conviction vacated due to his death. If that request were to be granted, Hernandez technically will have died an innocent man. Due to the legal principle of abate ab whatever, some fucking Latin thing. I don't know what it means. How to say it. This principle asserts that when a criminal defendant dies but has not exhausted all legal appeals, the case reverts to its status, quote, at the beginning. Technically, the conviction is vacated and the defendant is rendered innocent. Hernandez was in the process of filing an appeal for his 2015 conviction in the murder of Odin Lloyd. Lawyers for Hernandez plan to file a motion to vacate his murder conviction once they obtain a copy of his death certificate. State prosecutors, however, reserve the right to object to Hernandez's request to vacate the conviction. The family of Odin Lloyd may also petition the court to not vacate the murder conviction and to keep the appeal alive.
Get to the point of why he would want this.
Maybe because down the line, his legacy, and it doesn't make sense because you're always going to associate him with being a
He
murderer.
doesn't have a fucking legacy. He played 3 years in the NFL.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
he
that
doesn't
doesn't
want his kids to grow up as a father or as a murderer.
I mean, that doesn't make sense.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No. I'm just saying.
I'm reading
like,
what it said, and
yeah,
it does make sense.
No.
But
it does not make sense.
It makes sense on paper.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you'd want to kill yourself to do that.
I don't see anything like financial. Like, there's nothing financially related. Like, if he kills himself, then all of a sudden his money gets freed up. Like, if that goes to his family,
or
then I would think
insurance policy
then
or
I think
something.
he was doing a Godfather 2, like whatever that guy's name is.
Who?
Godfather 2. The guy's like he was gonna snitch on the Corleones.
Fredo?
And then no, it wasn't Fredo. It was another guy. He's the guy that wanted sausage and peppers at the barbecue.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, he was the older, chubby guy with the bald head in Godfather 2. He's at the bar. He's like, fuck you, Corleones. I think they tried to kill him. They failed. So he went to the feds.
And then they found out who he was. Didn't they kill him? They found out.
No, and then they made a deal. Tom Hannigan, was it Hannigan?
Yeah.
Fucking Robert Duvall goes in and talks to him, and he says, blah, 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 as a lawyer. And the guy's like, all right, I'll make the deal. And then the deal was he fucking killed himself. So he fucking kills himself in the bathtub. He slits his wrist before he can testify.
I remember.
And it was like an exchange, basically, like his family wouldn't get touched.
I remember.
Wouldn't get touched. I'm saying maybe it's something. Did he pull one of those? Like he had some money, and if he died, like his family got the money.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think so though. It's just fishy, man. It's just I don't know.
I don't think it matters.
I mean, it doesn't.
But I think, I think
do I
that's
care?
well, that's
No.
why I'm bringing it up. Which is basically just adding
second
fuel.
article you fucking sent me was that they don't want to release his
That's
brain.
that's why I think it's important. That's why I wanted to bring
Right.
it up because I feel like. Do you think football? I asked you this on the email. Do you think football led to him killing the people he did?
No, absolutely not.
So you don't think any of the brain injuries led to anything?
No.
Or maybe him not killing people, but maybe him killing himself.
No, the path is very clear. The path is very.
I don't know
clear.
anything about Aaron Hernandez, so I don't know if he
his
had
dad, okay, so his mom is a piece of shit, and his dad was like this, like the all athlete in Connecticut, and his dad died.
Right.
Like he had a surgery, and that surgery went wrong, and he died when he was 16, and then at that age, his mom like married a fucking drug dealer or something. Like
nice. That's always
yeah,
good.
his mom brought in a convicted felon or something. She got arrested actually for like embezzlement or some shit. So there was always like chaos at his house. And then he started hanging out with all the hood niggas in Connecticut, which I did not know this, but there are several parts of Connecticut that are hood as fuck. And
I didn't know that either.
He got wrapped up. Like Hartford is bad, and he got wrapped up with.
You
those
wouldn't think
guys.
that.
You
It's
would
interesting.
think that.
I always think it's interesting that like Chicago is so violent. Like to me, Chicago always surprises me too.
Well, Chicago doesn't surprise me because that's like a
Why? Because of the gang? Like
No.
it's always been a gang.
well, because Chicago's like a major metropolitan area where when
Not number one though. Like to
Yeah.
me, not number one.
I mean, that's Chicago's number one in gun violence because guns are illegal there, but they have a bunch of like redneck states surrounding Illinois where they can get
This
guns.
is true. And then they have the.
So,
I don't know. Do you think they still run drugs and shit
I
Through,
mean,
like,
it's
Canada?
it's a center point.
because of the lakes?
You just got to think when a lot of poor people go live somewhere, there's going to be crime, and Chicago's one of those places where you have tons of poor people that went and to get themselves established.
Do you think this is fucking random? Do you think Detroit will ever come back? Detroit will ever come back?
No, not without some sort of industry that they don't have an industry.
What
It's
would
called
you-
the Steel City or not Steel City. Excuse me. They're the Motor City for a reason. Like they were the major manufacturer of automobiles, and that's why they were so big. And then once they started closing the factories, that killed the city. They got no jobs there. I mean, shit. You can fucking make the argument that Crips and the Bloods only exist because they shut down all the factories in L.A. You know, they were a direct.
What factories were in L.A.?
Well, I'm not sure. They had different kinds of.
Well, I know
plants.
they had like shipyards and shit, which it's not
They
a
had
fact.
manufacturing plants in like near Compton, Inglewood, like that area.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
they shut them all
Hub
down
City.
in the early 70s. And, you know, that led to we need to protect ourselves to dealing drugs and, you know, turf warfare. That's just how it, I mean, there's like a direct correlation with people not having jobs.
And then going out and trying to make money
And then-
to survive.
And then, yeah,
Who would think?
who would think? But no, Detroit's not going to come back. But anyways, yeah, he was wrapped up with all his homeboys growing up, all bad. All bad apples.
So they're not releasing his brain.
They're
Is
not
what the
releasing
art,
his
what
brain.
what his lawyer claims, and they
That's
and
fucking weird.
and they're not, and the lawyer's saying that it's because of They think it's because of the NFL. Like the NFL wants his brain.
That could be.
That's what the lawyer
Yeah,
said
I wouldn't
according
be
to the
surprised.
TMZ article I
would-
sent you.
Because the NFL does not want like his brain to have CTE.
Right.
You know,
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why I was asking
No,
you. Think it has
absolutely.
anything to do with the murders and stuff? But obviously, you just said he was probably destined to be on this path.
yeah, no, he. I mean, there's some interesting stuff like
Do you think he chose football because it was a violent sport and he grew up violent?
I mean, it's just the easy way out.
That's
I mean,
true.
the guy's body type,
See, was he even a good player?
dude. He was a stud.
I don't know anything
Dude,
about him.
He got a couple months before he got popped for the murder.
I just remember the jersey
He signed
situation.
a $40 million contract for 4 years. He was a 4th round draft pick.
That wasn't guaranteed money, was it?
He had 26 of it was guaranteed.
Dang, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, like this shit done. Andrew, our boy Andrew, has a theory that that dude that he shot was bad news. The guy he killed, and it was fucking hood justice stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. If you read into it, like before it happened, he went and talked to the coach and said he told him he's worried about his life. He said, you know, he's trying to clean up. He's got a lot of crazy shit going on.
Aaron said that?
He reached out for help.
Didn't-
and he got blown off.
I think I read an article that said like Tom Brady and someone else was like trying to help him, like
Yeah, he's
before he went and did what he did.
Yeah, like he was trying to like, and I mean, I'm not saying this guy's a good guy. This is not defensive of him, but there's a possibility where he was.
No, but everyone's human though.
Yeah, well, he was
I
still
feel
wrapped
like-
up in some shit, and like he felt like this was his only way out because this guy maybe had something on him, was trying to fucking sabotage him. You know, who knows? I mean, we'll never know now.
It's interesting. It's just interesting that no matter how much money you get, you
Like
still
the
can't
media,
grow
the
up.
media is trying to paint this guy as some fucking like sociopath, fucking crazy psycho killer dude, and he might.
He definitely was.
he might
Definitely
have
had
been.
a screw loose.
Yeah,
He was not
definitely.
normal.
Dude,
But then you don't know what the other guy
bro,
did.
That hood life, man.
No, I know you don't know what the other guy
That
did.
hood life.
Who
is
knows?
just, you know, you don't know what went down.
Maybe he was gay,
Hey, I
and then he had some shit
I got
on
a
him.
story
Was like,
about it.
give me some money, and then.
I got a story about that.
Well, I mean, I'm joking, like, because it's funny, but like at the same time, I'm being serious. Like that's
I
enough.
have a legit story about that. So my buddy used to work. He was a bartender at the Roosevelt. Actually, like I got like a big group of acting friends. They all worked at the Roosevelt, and the one bartender said that one time. Aaron,
Is that bar only open to hotel guests?
No, you can go. Anybody can go.
Oh,
to
okay,
the bar.
I didn't know that.
He was
That's where my
stay-
prom
He
was.
was staying there, and he sent he gave the like,
Your friend or Aaron
no,
Hernandez?
Aaron Hernandez was staying there.
Oh,
And he gave one of the bellhops or whatever. He called him up to the room and gave him like fucking sawed him off like $500 and told him to go to the store and get as like many condoms as he could. And he goes back and all I heard was he goes to the room and there's like fucking 15 dudes in there.
well, I guess you can say this now because he's dead.
Yeah.
He
Like
can't kill
He
you.
was like, this is like, and this story came out right when he got popped. Like they told me about it. We're at a going away party or a birthday party. It was Dan Bender, actually. Dan Bender's birthday party because he used to work at the Roosevelt. And this other guy, like, whatever his name. His name's Joseph, I think.
See, so maybe
There's a possibility.
maybe one of those people recorded a video. Maybe Odin was one of those
He might
people.
have been on some, or maybe he was bisexual. Like I don't know.
Which is fine. It doesn't matter.
it
But
doesn't
when you're on the
matter.
DL, like in that community,
Yeah.
if that shit, it's like what was the dude who tried to join the NFL
Michael Sam.
and then they didn't. No one signed him,
Yeah, well,
right?
he also sucked too. Like that was
But it didn't help
No.
that he was gay
No.
in the NFL.
no, definitely not.
Like, how long do you think it'll be until like that becomes? Well, because I guess,
As soon as Odell Beckham comes out, everything will be fine.
do you think he's gay?
I'm not saying that he is, but I wouldn't put it past me.
You're saying if there was a dick in front of him, it might be sucked.
It,
He might suck it, is what you're
he
saying.
might, or he might not. But no, there's a couple wide receivers out there that are like, they're on the spectrum. You know,
There hasn't been any people on the out though, right?
nah,
Like no one.
not even retired players. Like I can't, no football anyways. Like no retired players.
And there has to be at least one
Oh,
gay
absolutely.
football player.
Absolutely, no, definitely.
I mean, you just because I don't know.
I mean, there's also I guarantee you there's a couple.
it's just like baseball.
There's sexual deviants like that. They're like they just fuck anything that moves, and I'm sure there's a couple like dudes that just got so bored of women that they just
Fucking Daryl Strawberry. Did I ever tell you that story about he
I
was
love where this is going. Like
nowhere? Daryl Strawberry said in an interview, I think it was a Sports Illustrated article or something like that, that he would literally he'd have someone in the dugout with him, and he would point out like chicks in the audience,
to go
and
find them.
someone would find them, and he would bang them between innings
No, I didn't know that. But
during game time.
I mean, I feel like
That's how addicted he was to like
I
sex.
feel like during the late '80s and early '90s, you can get away with shit like that.
That is so fucking
I mean,
crazy.
you could get away with, dude. Just think
He
about
said it was his performance enhancer.
think about the society we live in right now and how much it fucking sucks. Like we love technology, we love the internet, we love
Dude, if he did this now today,
you can't get
he
away
would be
with
in
it.
jail.
You can't.
They
get-
would say
no.
he'd get raping them or like.
You can't get away with shit nowadays.
It's just like fucking. I always think about this. Always think about this every time I'm in a bank. You can't rob a bank anymore. Like, you can, but I mean, it's not like in the fucking 20s you could rob a bank and drive to the next town and no one will know who. It's not like they could take a picture of you.
No, there's so many fucking.
There's no helicopters.
Dude, there's so many tripwires. Like just everything. Like, I feel like you would have to really. The only person that could rob a bank is someone that works in the bank.
Bernie Madoff can rob
Well,
like
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
He didn't rob the banks, but people like that are the ones who are the robbers
I mean, that's
today.
why High Noon or not is it High Noon? No, High Noon's a classic.
High
High
Noon's-
Water.
Hell or High Water, yeah.
You know, like that was smart because in the movie they
It was. I love that movie.
yeah they like planned out. They knew exactly what banks to hit, which ones. You know,
Had the right amount of people and whatever and all this other
and
shit.
basically the ones that the one chain of banks that didn't have technology
Right.
as was the ones they hit up.
And it was also the same banks that fucking gypped him.
Right, the revenge part.
But still, like, you can't rob a bank today.
No, you can't.
I mean, like, you could, I guess,
I mean, it's a
but it's like,
it's a risk. It's a very big.
it's not like before where you could literally, you know, if you took out the sheriff, the one sheriff,
Right.
and then went to the bank, you know,
It's rough, man.
but you can't do that anymore.
It's just how you gonna make a living nowadays. You know, this is fucking
You
world
actually have to do stuff.
keeping me down, man.
I know.
Shit.
My high school teacher would always talk about his grandma during the Depression would
She robbed
make
banks,
leather. No, she would make leather wallets,
and that's how they paid their bills.
and that's how she survived. So she would. So he'd always say this, like, at least you're not making leather wallets. Like that was his like way of saying like life could be worse.
It's like, bitch, you can't.
I mean, Mexicans do it.
Do they?
Yeah, there's always fucking. I own a leather Mexican wallet. It's fucking leather.
You open that shit.
You go to
There's a little
going to the
tag.
going to the like the Mexican spots.
Everything there is made in China.
Nah,
Everything is made in China.
you think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, I
Dude,
feel like
that's the society we live in right now.
so. Then how
Like, if
how do
I,
they?
like, hey, I got
So do you
this-
think the Chinese people are making leather specific goods for the Mexicans because they know that they're gonna sell? Mexicans like fucking leather.
Dude, I can find you anything that says any country on it. Open it up and it'll say made in China. I've already proven this in every country I've been to.
Well, if I had my wallet, I would show you, but I don't.
So,
I have my Coach wallet,
well, there you go.
which is not made in China.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but it survived this long, so I don't know.
Well, not everything made in China is shitty. It's just, you know. I mean, I think it sucks, but I feel like now you're paying these writers so much fucking money that they need to figure out how to write her out of the script, you know? Figure out they need to kill her in the movie, I think, you know? she needs to die somehow. I don't. You know, I did like the CGI in Rogue One, but I wouldn't want that to happen again. I feel like that's a gimmick, and I don't want that to become a thing, if you will. You know.
I guess I can't look at like how much back. I don't know where my charger is. Bring it.
Fuck it, Daniel. I was fucking up.
Actually, I did bring it. It's in the car. It's still plugged in. I just have the brick part.
I don't have a long cable.
It's okay. It's not gonna die.
But no, I feel like
I'll watch it through the.
I feel like it sucks, but I think it's a good thing to do, not have her, you know, in it.
I'd rather. I guess it's better to have. I guess the thing. I think my opinion will change based on what episode 8 is.
Right.
Because like it really depends on how they craft that.
Yeah.
Because if they make it seem like she's not, like if episode 8 is all about Leia and Luke, and then maybe there's an ending where you can kind of buy that she's not in 9.
Right.
Okay, then whatever. But if it's the way it's written and shot and everything, where it made it seem like she's going to be back in 9 and has some crucial role, like,
No.
you know.
I think she needs.
Well, they're going to edit it. I'm sure they're going to edit it so it's not that way, so they don't have to worry
Right.
about that. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, though, like, I'm talking about how it was originally written, not how it exists
No,
now.
this is hardcore rewrites. Like they definitely have to.
Or maybe they
figure a way
didn't.
out.
We don't know. That's
No,
what
we-
I'm saying.
we-
We
yeah.
don't know. They could have made it. They obviously didn't know she was going to die, but like maybe
they
that's the
already
thing.
killed Han Solo.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe each one, by the end of the trilogy, they're all dead.
Right.
That way, you don't have to have
What
anybody
if she was supposed to die already? Like she was supposed
in
to
8,
die in 8,
and they can't say anything.
Yeah. Like
That'd be great.
yeah.
If she was supposed to die in 8, then that'd be great.
I mean,
It sucks,
I mean,
but
people could talk shit to me, but episode 7 was so underwhelming for me that like I'm not expecting. My hopes aren't high for episode 8.
did you hear what Mark Hamill, like what his idea of how episode 8 should have been?
No.
So, I mean, episode 7. So instead of, so he said that there should have been a moment where Leia, like, felt this feeling of distress. Like, 'cause I forgot what it was, like, that triggered it. What he said, like, she felt like something was wrong with Han or something, and then they
Yeah.
were able to connect as brother and sister. He's in hiding or whatever, and so he comes out of hiding to be with her, and they fucking get together on this planet or whatever.
And they fuck.
Finally, after however many movies. No, so that the scene at the end where Rey and what's the black guy's
Do
name?
you call incest between twins twincest?
Is that a joke?
I liked it.
That sounds like a dumb meme. That just ruined my train of thought. What's the black guy's name? Finn. When they see Han die in the thing, basically he said that it would have been Luke and Leia up there watching him die, which would project them like into the next movie.
Oh.
He explained it way better. I
Yeah,
wish
he
I
did.
because it doesn't sound interesting the way I
No,
said
not
it.
at all.
I don't know, but it was interesting. It was his thing. He says he has ideas all the time, but most of the time he just shuts up.
I mean, this isn't Star Wars related, but it's Disney related. No, it's not Disney related at all, actually. How do you feel about Joss Whedon being attached to the Batgirl movie?
You mean in term like being a turncoat?
He's not being a turncoat. He basically I get why he left the MCU. Like he didn't like the direction it was headed. He didn't like.
I don't like it either.
There's too many talking heads. There's too many like it went from.
It went from a comic book experience to me to like more of a cookie cutter experience,
Right.
with more and more people in it.
And that's why he bowed out because it was like too much. He was losing control.
That's what I mean. If you really look at, we've said it every time and time again. The fucking first wave of the Avengers, like those first few movies, were all good,
Right.
with the exception of Iron Man 2. But I mean, like, well, you don't like Captain America, but I did. Thor
Right.
was good. Iron Man's obviously like, but they were all unique.
Well, it's the group movies that are the issue.
Well, Avengers 1 was good.
Right.
Avengers 1
But
was
after
good.
that, like now, since then, like
I know, but Avengers 1 was good.
oh, I love Avengers 1.
It was like it was a good. It could have been shitty and it wasn't.
No,
it could have been Avengers
it was done
2
well.
and it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I don't. Like I'm more excited to see Guardians than I was Guardians 1.
Right.
Like this one looks good. I don't know. It actually make me want to rewatch it because maybe I've
You're
just
excited that Sylvester Stallone's in it.
no. It's just funny.
Speaking of which,
Like Drax is funny. Like,
no, now he's funny. He wasn't funny to you. The first
no,
time around.
like not as funny to me when just the way the trailer was cut.
Well, I'm glad you're like ready to see it like the day it comes out and not
And Groot's cute.
3 months later.
It's baby Groot. That's what it is.
But yeah, I mean, so DC. This is me believing that DC's like it's a desperation move on their part. Like they know their shit sucks.
They're trying to bring women. They're trying to get the women on the
I
side
don't
of the
give a
DC
fuck
universe.
about that.
That's why you get Joss Whedon to direct Batgirl. Because
he
he's the
directs
voice of
women,
women. Look, tell me it's not true.
No, I know.
Buffy the Vampire, like everyone says that if Joss Whedon's attached, at least women will have a voice.
He does women well.
Which is fine.
Sure.
So does Tarantino. He does women well too. Kill Bill.
That's one.
His movies may not be deep for women, but each one of his women they're never just one unless they're talking about the slave chick in
Right.
Django. But other than that, they all have like Jackie Brown.
That's true. Inglorious Bastards. Like
The main chicks,
Yeah.
the Kill Bill, obviously,
right.
Death Proof, the fucking main chicks. Like
that movie sucked.
it might suck, but they're not victims.
Right.
Like the main cast of
They're
people aren't
empowered.
victims, right?
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Just saying.
I mean, that's not really what I meant by Joss Whedon. I meant more that DC's product has just been so bad that they're like,
They're trying to go to where
because
someone
I'm
who got
sure
it
he's
successful.
getting paid fucking handsomely.
At least 10 million.
Yeah.
At least. That would be my guess.
He's,
And he's in control of casting too.
Right.
Because there was an article about how he's not sure. Like he hasn't thought of anybody yet because he wants to get familiar with the character. He said like I want to have conversations with the character first.
Speaking
and
of
the
which,
character will tell
on
me.
one of our very few comic book segments that we ever have, if you are a comic book collector and a speculator, get your hands on New 52 Batgirl #1 because sources.
They haven't done a #1 yet. Oh,
New 52.
I think I have. I think I own that comic book. Believe it
If
or
you have
not.
all the New 52s, then you have it.
I don't, but I think I have that.
Batgirl, they're saying that the New 52 Batgirl is the source material, so that's going to be like. That's I mean.
How much is it right now?
I think it's going anywhere from $50 to $100
Right now?
right now.
Well, I guess I'm out of that.
But yeah, it's something to look into. If you can find copies of it somewhere, there's a lot of older comic book stores that don't know what they have. They don't give a shit, and they'll you know, or get a deal, buy for, see if you can get it for $25 at a comic book show, like
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. You're
I'm not
into
talking
that
you.
stuff.
I'm just saying, like,
No, I know.
if you're a speculator, like, try to get your hands on as many copies of that as you can, because if the movie comes out, or when it comes out, and if it's good, right now Harley Quinn's first appearance.
If it's good, it's going to spawn more, which is going
Yeah.
to raise the value.
Absolutely.
That's the truth.
But
of the
Harley
matter.
Quinn right now, even though Suicide Squad sucked, but people liked her.
She was good.
Harley Quinn's first appearance is in the thousands right now.
That's so fucking
And
stupid.
the fucked up part is
Wasn't her
it's
first
like
appearance
mass
in the
printed.
fucking cartoon?
Well, yeah, but there's also comic book in print.
Oh,
And her first, it was
Got it.
Batman Adventures #12, and I feel like there's like almost 1 million of those printed up, and it's still worth a fuckload.
dang.
It's like worth $2,000.
Could you imagine if you were a comic book owner, like a store owner, and you got a shipment of those comic books in, like, I don't know, 1,000 of them in a box, and you fucking forgot to unpack them, and you need to clear out your storage, and you fucking discover this fucking.
Dude, my comic store guy, he's
You know what I mean? Like you just
that
found
is-
this gold mine.
that is happening to him right now. Like he bought so much stock a few years ago, and didn't sell it, and it was in his storage. And now like all these comics that are hot, that are like now reaching like $500,000. He's got like
Pays
stacks
off to
of
be
them.
lazy.
He's got Michonne's first appearance in Walking Dead. He's got
How much is that going for?
I think it's going for like $400 or $500, and that's raw. That's like without it being graded. He's got 15 of them.
So his must be brand new if they've never been out of the box, then, right?
15. Yeah. Well, I mean they're
So then how much do you think it costs to grade it?
it's about 30 to. They cost him $23.
So you're gonna grade those motherfuckers if they're perfect,
Right. Well,
and they're just gonna jump the value up.
Here's the issue: is you can't flood the market because then you'll drive the price down. So he can only sell like one here, one there, like one.
Yeah, but if you can sell one a month, that's $500 of reliable income.
right.
And if you have 3 or 4 of these magazines, or I mean comic books,
Yeah.
That's rent.
But you also lost your ass by buying all these extra comics you couldn't sell originally. That's the other problem.
So you're evening out. Everything evens out.
That's eventually he's gonna break even. It's like no.
Which, whatever. And then you have time to try one more crazy investment,
it
and
is
then
hard
if
to
it works
play
out,
that.
it works out. If it doesn't, you'll be dead. So it doesn't
The
matter.
comic book stock market is the most volatile stock market out there. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
There isn't. It's kind of like fucking trading cards. I feel like
Trading cards are worthless now.
not like basketball cards and stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
No, anything that was made after like 1979 or something is worthless.
Oh yeah, I know. Unless it's like someone's rookie card, like
Even
some
then.
special like two. There's two in existence, and it has like his actual autograph
I have,
of
like,
like
five-
a jersey or
I
something.
had like 5 Shaq rookie cards. When I was a kid, these things were worth like $75.
That's what I'm saying. They're like trading. That's what they're like.
They're
That's
worth
what,
nothing now.
I've never looked at what the prices are. I know I have
looked
some
it
like
up 'cause
60s.
I
I
was-
have some top 60s baseball cards that are worth money.
Yeah, anything old like that, they're still.
I think I have a Phil Rizzuto rookie card that's worth a few $100.
the thing is, the market is geared towards older collectors for cards.
Well, because they're just older and in a better condition they're in.
Right. Well, I'm saying like.
They also look cool. Like their art on them is cool. Like the pictures they use and shit.
Right.
As now it just looks flashy and
With their old shitty
mass
hats.
produced. Dude, have you ever caught a baseball with one of those gloves, like from the early 1900s? I haven't either. I hear that they're the worst. That there's no fucking. It looks like there's padding, but it's like nothing.
They're just poorly constructed.
They're just like Mickey Mouse fucking hand.
Yeah,
mitts.
that's all it is. Oh, sure.
I don't know.
So what do you think about Josh Brolin playing Cable? That came out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, what happened to the dude from like everybody that was being speculated?
I don't know, but I kind of like it because Josh Brolin is a way better actor than all those other people that were attached to
Josh
him.
Brolin's a good actor.
Yeah.
So like I can see it. He kind of does. He can be a big tough guy if he want. Obviously he's Thanos, so they obviously envision it.
Right.
He has the voice.
He's just got to dye his hair.
And then the thing is that I like the most about I like it. I'm with it. The thing that I like the most is he can probably bounce off of Ryan Reynolds really well.
Right, because he's
Because he's supposed to be more serious, right?
right, but it works because he still has like.
Well, no, I'm saying
Yeah.
Cable's supposed to be serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Deadpool's like the guy who just fucking dicks around.
Right, he's a straight man. But
That's what I'm saying. They can-
that's not wouldn't be the first time Josh Brolin plays the straight man in a comedy. You know, that's
Right, that's what I'm saying. I feel like to play a straight man in comedy, you have to understand the comedy to be
Absolutely,
the straight man.
absolutely.
Like you can't just be normal and
No,
then
definitely not.
still be, because it's funny to be the straight guy too.
right.
So I like it.
No, I think it's.
I wonder how it's going to affect the Thanos thing.
yeah,
though.
what's
Like,
going on with this?
That's kind of weird
this
to
fucking
me.
double dipping these guys are doing.
That's what's
now.
weird to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like I thought if you're exclusive to one side, you kind of can't.
I guess it's all in the contracts,
mean,
man.
Chris Evans is
technically we
Captain
haven't
America.
we haven't seen Josh Brolin's face. You know, it's just his voice.
It was someone else's face.
Yeah.
I guess technically we'll
CGI.
never see his face then,
No.
right? I don't know.
How do you feel about that? I mean, we kind of discussed that on the reaction to
That
Justice
we'll never
League.
see his face.
No, like that. We're going away from practical effects.
I had a conversation with one of my friends about this on set the other day, and like what we were talking about specifically, I mean, was Lord of the Rings and how the first 3, the effects are like spot on.
Right.
The CGI doesn't hold up on that movie. It's
Right.
I think it's 100% passable. I don't complain about it at all. Like whether it's Smeagol or like the fucking ring rates, like the dragon thing. Like I still fucking believe it.
Right.
And when you have the thousands of troops, like you can kind of tell where it's bad, but I buy it. But when they do close-ups of the orcs and the shit, like you believed it 100% because they spent the time to do that. But if you watch The Hobbit, the most off-putting thing was all the CGI orcs. Like
Right.
they didn't hold that same like the first Hobbit. I
Yeah,
love
that-
the first
well,
Hobbit.
That main orc is all completely
Complete
CGI.
CGI. And you just don't. He's not as intimidating as the other dudes who had like a
Right.
physical presence. And that's the only thing that really bugged me about the Hobbit was he should have allowed the main players to be practicals,
Right.
And then the background, like the fodder, they can be the CGI. You know, like the big fat goblins. Of course, that's gonna be fake.
I feel like the only justification for that is they didn't have enough time.
Yeah, well, and then it's also the money thing too. Like everyone wants things to be released immediately,
Right.
and then not only were they doing one,
Well,
they
it's
were
a
doing
time thing.
two.
It's a time thing.
Exactly.
He didn't have like
Time equals money.
he had
so.
he had all the time in the world to do the Lord of the Rings movies.
But the other guy was my friend I was talking to. He said that he's the one who requested the special effects. Like that was one of his stipulations. Was like, we're not going to do that again because it was just too fucking much last time.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's a time thing. Like he.
But no, I'm saying it was a director decision
Yeah,
because of time,
well,
not because he's also one of the
No, I
producers
don't-
too.
I don't think
and
that-
I don't fault Peter Jackson for that
I
either.
don't think the studio was telling him he couldn't do practical. I think he was just like, I need to get these done by this time. Having this,
But you can't blame Peter Jackson.
No.
When you've given up 3 years of your life
No,
to make a
absolutely.
Lord of the Rings movie, which are some of the greatest movies ever, and then you're going to be asked to basically do it again.
Right.
You're going to take what you learned from the first one and make it better.
No, absolutely.
But, I don't know.
I mean, this is super nitpicky shit too, but I don't know. I feel like I
I think it works for movies like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well,
No, but I'm being
Yeah.
real though. Like, but if it's a movie that's like Lord of the Rings that involves like human-esque characters,
Right.
I think you should keep it practical.
absolutely.
But if you're dealing with freaks, like Wolfman's a good example, the Benicio del Toro one. Did you like that?
I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch it. So it was like I believe it was CGI, but I don't think it looked good because it was like at a weird time where CGI
Right.
didn't look good. It was getting there. But if they did it again now, I might consider having him be
Right.
CGI because of what they've done with Planet of the Apes. So it's
Right.
like, it depends. It depends on what they're going to do. Because like I love the Planet of the Apes
Planet of the
CGI.
Apes, you have to do CGI though. You can't.
Well, you could do it
Because
practically.
they're actual apes because they're changing it. They're from the look that they used to have. Like,
But I'm saying though, you could do it practically.
yeah, but that's just
It's gonna look stupid. You're gonna
yeah.
laugh at it.
like the Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes. Look,
And they were
were-
like the ones at the end, the silverbacks. They were
Yeah.
actual fucking costumed apes.
Right.
But it didn't. And they talked, and it was stupid.
right. Well, I also think they were still kind of going for that original '70s look.
They
that
were.
wanted to. Yeah. We don't want that anymore.
Which is like contradictory because it's like, okay, well, what do we want?
Well, that's different though. That's different. Like because
So then, what are you talking
I'm
about?
saying the practical orcs look good in Lord of the Rings. They look good. They look scary. They look,
So you're saying that the Planet of the Apes never
No,
look good,
because- no.
even in the 70s.
No, in the '70s they look retarded. They're fucking dumb. They're funny. They're like
Well, my example is always 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Dr. Seuss. Come on, man. He looks fucking ridiculous.
He looked good in The Simpsons. There's a Planet of the Apes Simpsons
when
episode.
they do because they do a musical, Planet of
Right.
the Apes musical.
Yeah.
Then they do fucking Amadeus. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss.
Dude, that's such an old episode.
Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss.
That's exactly what it is. That's fucking hilarious.
Dr. Seuss.
Simpsons are great.
They did a lot of good shit.
They're still on. Still fucking kicking.
I mean, they got a lot of source material.
They do. They have their own fucking network. They have their own TV channel.
But speaking of practical, we didn't do a reaction to the Aliens trailer, but that's another one where I'm disappointed that they're going CGI with the aliens and not practical because I like the way they look. They were sculpted by H.R. Geiger, you know. I mean, I understand when it comes to moving and shit, but I feel like we don't want to see the entire alien body. They're supposed to be in the
depends.
shadows, you know.
It depends on I
don't know. From what I saw in the trailer, like when the alien is
It
on
jumps
the
at the
ship,
screen?
I didn't like the way it looked. No, when it was on the ship, like,
Yeah, and it jumps at the
is
screen?
falling. Yeah, I didn't like the way it looked. It just looked.
The ship, you mean?
I liked my no, not the ship.
The ship was falling.
The ship was falling. The alien is on it, like
Yeah.
climbing on it. I didn't like the way it looked.
Yeah, it reminded me of Alien 3.
Because
Because they use CGI alien. They use the CGI alien in Alien 3, the David Fincher
like
one.
1999, wasn't it?
92. Maybe even a little earlier. Maybe 90,
Yeah,
91.
see, CGI in '92 is no good.
It looked bad.
Yeah.
Fincher, that was one of the Fincher hated
Like
it.
I'm wondering, is that another JLA thing, or they're gonna finish the CGI once the movie's out? Because
Well,
I don't know. I'm concerned because I like the way the practical alien looks.
Have you seen Alien lately? Recently? The first
No,
one?
Of course not. This might be nostalgia talking.
Oh no, Alien's one of my favorite movies, period. But the alien in Alien looks fucking hilarious. It literally stood up because it was a guy in a costume.
Right.
And it would stand up. It doesn't look anything like what we think of Alien. It's actually kind of funny. But
It has the same face though.
it has the same, the same style. Like, actually, the actors were saying on set that fucking thing was scarier than what the aliens eventually. It just looks stupid now because it's
Right.
not what we're used to. Thanks to James Cameron.
Right.
Aliens look the way they do now because of James Cameron.
Right.
Like that look that we like, it's all James Cameron, not Ridley Scott. Well, it's all what's his name because he HG or
H.R. Geiger.
HR. He's the one who decided.
Right.
He's the one who designed it. But the whole like down, they look like a dog, like kind of crouched down and shit. That's all from James Cameron.
Right.
Because Ridley Scott's stood up on 2 feet
Right.
and when like, I should pull up a picture. But I love Alien. No, Alien's like one of my favorite movies.
Well,
Period.
just put this on the video. Like, put up the first one versus the second one.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I need to save the image anyway.
I don't know, man. I feel like we're just going down this path where we're losing.
I feel
Is
like
it
if
called-
time and
is it called
effort-
animatronics or is
Yeah,
it
animatronic-
we're,
like,
we're gonna
the
lose
Queen-
animatronics.
But see, okay, so I guess if we're gonna talk about this,
Like,
you have to
this
bring
is
up.
what I like about Episode 7 is that fucking J.J. Abrams tried his best to have as many like practical aliens.
And it showed because there was some moments where it was like, oh, that looks pretty good.
Right.
Like, oh, that looks, you know, like Chewbacca for all intents and purposes could be a CGI character today.
Yeah, he could be.
Think about it.
No, definitely.
Like Andy Serkis could play Chewbacca.
Definitely.
Because like it sounds stupid, but it's a furry creature like a
Yeah.
fucking ape.
No,
like
absolutely.
why would it? You know, but if Chewbacca, but then again, it's like Yoda. Yoda's way better as a CGI character than a puppet. For the movies that he was in, I would not want CGI Yoda in 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
But I don't want puppet Yoda in 1, 2, 3.
Well, because he's supposed to be young Yoda.
Well, the things he wanted to do and
Younger.
just
Yeah, no, it would have been
because
impossible.
when did you see Phantom Menace? Well, you saw Phantom Menace in the theater, right?
Yeah.
So you saw puppet Yoda,
Right.
and it looked false because everything the world was CGI.
Right.
So they had a puppet in a CGI world, and it stood out even more. So that's why on all versions of the Phantom Menace, they digitally removed the puppet and put in the animated version,
Right.
which I stand by 100% because I fucking hated the puppet.
Well, it's like the remix.
it was just it was
It was like the remix to Episode 4 where they put that scene where Yoda's talking to Han on the platform. And it's a CGI fucking.
you mean
Jabba?
Jabba?
A CGI Jabba slithering away talking to Han.
And it like steps over his foot and it
Yeah.
like just fucking goes. It's I don't know. There's some things I like about what George Lucas did to his movies, but not everything.
Right.
I don't know. But
Where's our time at?
we're about close to wrapping it up.
So
For this.
do we want to get into GMOs? Do we want to get into hip hop?
Definitely not hip hop. I don't know what there is to talk about hip hop. You mean Kendrick's album?
Well, it was just gonna be me like ranting more than anything.
If you want to, but I'd rather save that until we talk about Kendrick's album.
I mean, by the way, guys, we have upset people on YouTube with our comments about the Tupac movie. People are like legit.
that means we need to do another reaction to the second trailer that comes out. You know what it is? It's because we just talk shit. We didn't like go into it.
Well, I felt like we were being honest.
Well, it's true.
Well, I triggered someone because I said I like Biggie more than Tupac. Like that was
Yeah.
like that triggered the fuck out of one guy, and then another guy. My favorite comment was, "Y'all just made this to hate." That's it.
and it was like, yes, that's. But at the same time, it's like if this wasn't a shitty ass trailer,
Yeah.
then we wouldn't be hating on anything. Because when you said the acting was bad, I'll be 100% honest. I was like, really? I didn't notice it. Like, and then I watched it again at home when I was editing the video. I'm like, oh my God, man, this acting sucks. Like, I just started paying attention to acting only.
Right.
And it was, what's the, indicating?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Tupac was
super indicating,
indicating
yeah.
on everything. Like, okay, I'm supposed to do this, and then he's going to say this, and then I'm going to say this. Like, you can totally tell it was like first-time actor. I feel like they tried more to find someone who looked like Tupac
Right. Then they
as opposed to
than a
like just an
performer.
actor who maybe resembles him, or maybe they could put like for me, give me the best fucking black actor on screen who can
Right.
fulfill the role. And if he doesn't look like Tupac, fucking use makeup and shit.
I mean, even then.
But I'm just saying,
just
though.
put him in the costume. That's all you need.
But and I'm just saying,
No,
though,
no,
you
absolutely.
could like think of Anthony Hopkins and Nixon. He doesn't look like
There's
Nixon,
nothing like Nixon, but
but
He's Nixon in the movie.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, so
Right.
he doesn't need to look like him. But if they,
I mean, in defense of these guys, I went and did my research. I looked up on IMDb. There's the biggest person attached to it is Maggie from Walking Dead.
Maggie, she's in it.
She's in it. And
The fuck is she
I feel
doing
like
in
she's
it?
playing an agent or something, but she's not even top billed. Lauren Cohen is in this movie, and nobody else has been in anything. You know, the lead guy hasn't been in anything. The director's only directed music videos and made for TV movies. Or not made for TV, like direct to DVD movies. It's not like a major production. You know, this is somebody's passion project. So like, who are they gonna get? And they don't know what they're doing. I mean, that's a better way of putting it. Is whoever's funding this movie doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I don't know about. I don't want to go as far as saying that, but because it's clearly
Oh,
not.
it's a cash pickup. Like they're just trying to get all these Tupac fans.
I think it's a passion project. Honestly, I think it was a passion project, and it was in development for so long that they
Right.
needed to get the
But is
motherfucker
it the
made.
same people that were attached?
Well,
to
no,
it?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the money, like someone, there has to be someone
Right.
that's with this project
Right.
that's kept it going. Either that, or maybe they did get to a point where they had so much money invested, like a certain studio, like whoever the studio is. I don't
Right.
know. I'm just saying.
Like
I'll watch it.
Whoever's gonna distribute it.
I'm gonna
I mean,
watch the
because
movie.
I saw the trailer at the movie theaters. It wasn't, so it's obviously gonna get screened somewhere.
Yeah, and it's gonna make money. Someone posted a comment today actually about it. They're like, "We'll see the box office. Watch, it's gonna make money."
I mean, that doesn't mean shit to me because Batman versus Superman made a fuckload of money.
It's not gonna make any money. Tupac movie's not gonna make. It'll make its money back, I think. But
Right.
it, based on the trailer, doesn't look like there's a good movie hidden in there.
Right.
Like Straight Outta Compton, based on the trailer, I'm like, "Oh fuck, this looks good."
Well,
like,
fucking F. Gary Gray directed it. That guy's
yeah,
a
no, I'm
real
just saying. That's
director.
what I'm saying. I'm not.
Yeah.
I like Notorious. I like Notorious. I said
Look,
that in
the
the
way
video.
the way I was gonna respond on YouTube, and then I said, "Fuck it." The way you know a movie is legit is by what white actor they got to be in the movie.
They had Paul Giamatti
They had
and
Paul
Straight Outta
Giamatti.
Compton, so it was gonna be good.
Exactly. I don't know if like Notorious B.I.G. had anybody in it, but
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's. I don't even know who's in fucking Notorious B.I.G. except for Tony Hawk's friend. I mean Tony Hawk. Tony Stark's friend.
oh, Don Cheadle.
No, the other one, the replacement.
Don Cheadle is the
No,
replacement.
not the.
Okay,
Fuck.
Terrence.
Yeah. No. Fuck, not Tony Stark's friend. The dude with the wings. Captain America's friend.
Oh, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, he's
This is
Tupac.
this is before he was Anthony Mackie, though.
But I'm saying that's the only thing I'm gonna look up who's in Notorious. Let's see.
2009.
Yep. So casting, they had.
Let me see. Let's see who you recognize.
No one,
No, I know Derek Luke. Derek Luke's in a lot of movies.
but he's not white.
No, he's not white. You're right. But I've seen Derek Luke.
Well, no, I'm basing it off of white, like the white. I don't know any white people on here.
Derek Luke was Antoine Fisher. He played Puffy.
I don't know. Angela Bassett's in it, but she's not white.
But she's big though.
No, I know. I'm going looking for white people.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see anybody.
For white guys.
No, I guess they didn't have white people.
And that's why this movie sucked.
I like Notorious. I did. I can't say shit about it. I
Well,
liked
didn't
it.
hate it. But
I think that's it. I think I'm.
you think you're tapped out?
Well, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say about Notorious B.I.G.
I don't know. So I don't know. I feel like we need a guest. We need a guest our next
It's
episode.
been 2 weeks. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks since we've had one.
We need another guest.
Well, I mean, I have people, but you don't like my friends, so
I hate all of your friends. You know why? None of them are listening to this or any of our podcasts, so they don't even know that I'm talking shit about them.
I don't know. I can't say. People have told me they listen to the podcast.
Fucking liars. The numbers.
They have.
The numbers, bro. The numbers prove.
Well, people have been
numbers are
watching.
telling me
The
something
numbers
different.
are saying that people like shorter stuff.
Well, reaction videos?
Yeah,
Well, people just like reaction videos.
I guess that means someone's listening to our opinions,
There's
even if
something-
they don't like it.
There's something I was going to say, and then I fucking forgot what I was going to say. Who cares? I think we pretty much got through everything here, too.
Yeah, unless we're
By the way,
gonna,
what do you think about LA water? I like this LAist. Obviously, it's
Oh.
a biased fucking article.
I sent it to you because I thought if it's true, it's still not going to convince me to like drink out of the Well, I shouldn't say that because this is from the tap, and
Yeah.
so it's clean. It tastes clean to me.
I mean, when you look at when I drink water, I just look and see like if it's clear, and if it's clear, that's like usually
how I
enough
tell
for me.
what it my so we're talking about it. You should explain the article, by the way, because we've given zero context.
Somebody did a test on LA water, and apparently LA water is clean, if not cleaner than bottled water.
It wasn't just one person.
I
think it was like
a
I think it was
group,
the water. No, I think it was the whoever controls the water for California,
Right.
Like the government
So
agency.
they've been zapping the shit with UV rays, and they're treating it. And now that the water's been treated
And they're
zapped,
saying it's like cleaner than bottled
it's
water.
cleaner than bottled water. Like, don't be scared of it. And people, LA's had a bad rap for water, which California tap water in general just never tasted good to
Well,
me.
we have terrible pipes. That's one of the things that I like about what Trump is. Trump said this on one of his campaign stops, but obviously hasn't done anything about it. But like, he was when he was talking. This was a while ago before he was president. He was talking about how Flint, like, it's not just a problem with Flint. It's with the whole. We have terrible piping systems. Like,
Right.
we need to change all of it.
Right.
And so
I agree.
it's just old. So I don't know, but my tester is when I'm pouring it. If it doesn't settle clear like right away, I'm not gonna drink it.
Okay.
You know how like sometimes it'll like fizzle.
I appreciate your pseudoscience.
It makes sense to me.
No, I get it.
If it's clear,
If it's got too many bubbles going on for too long, there's something.
there's
wrong with it.
something. It could be
something
soda. It could be
I
not
get
carbonated water.
So what I like about the article is how it called out all the people from New York
Saying they were shitty,
talking shit about, like, people from New York complain about everything out here.
but we got good water though.
Yeah. What do you think? So I've heard this from several different New Yorkers that the water is what makes New York pizza better. I feel like that's wrong. You've had New York,
I have.
Okay, tell me about it, because I haven't officially had New York pizza.
I mean, I had Grimaldi's, which if you want to have that, you can have. There's the Grimaldi's here.
Right, and the Grimaldi's, it wasn't a slice though, right? It was a weird like Sicilian pie.
No, it's a.
It's a slice.
Well, no, it's you buy it, but you could buy it by the slice, I think. But
But it was like the big
But we
foldable
got a-
slice.
I mean, most of the pizza in New York is
When
that big.
When I went to New York 2 years ago,
Most of that pizza is that
we
big,
were
though.
looking, no, but the places that people were like recommending, they were making Sicilian pizza, like the little square pizzas.
No, we didn't have that shit.
Okay.
That's gay.
And I was like, that's not the New York pizza that I'm thinking
That's
of.
gay.
I'm thinking of like a cheap, like nasty, greasy fucking slice.
That's what Grimaldi's is.
okay. So here's
But it uses like good cheese.
so here's my that there, you know exactly where I was going then.
Good cheese.
So my theory is the reason why New York pizza is better than LA pizza and California pizza in general is because they use the fucking nastiest, dirtiest, just most unhealthiest mozzarella possible.
LA does or
on their
New York
pies.
does?
New York does.
And
That's
you
what-
think that tastes better?
It absolutely. The fucking saltier, fattier fucking mozz. I know this because in Puerto Rico, the pizza is amazing because the cheese they use is just fucking just. The second you like,
It's like diabetes ridden, cancer
the second
ridden.
you
Like
sniff it, you're like, oh, this is not gonna come out well. Like this is not like I'm gonna pay for this tomorrow. Like that's how you know.
dude, the cheese is fucking great.
I think that's it. I feel like all these California pizzas, they try to use healthier mozz, and it's just not cutting it.
Well, see, what I recognize about New York pizza is I can taste the flavor of everything. I could taste the sauce, I could taste the bread, I could taste the cheese, and I could taste the meat, independent of one another.
Right.
That's the only difference, really, because obviously
That's a big
it's
fucking difference.
no. I'm just saying though, like pizza's pizza.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, you're gonna be full from eating pizza.
Right.
Like it'll fulfill your pizza requirement, whether you're eating fucking Domino's or you're eating Grimaldi's.
Right.
But when you're eating Grimaldi's, you can taste the flavor levels of like everything. I don't
So
know.
where's
If
the
I'm
Grimaldi's here at Universal?
no, I think it's in Manhattan Beach
Have
or
you been
Manhattan
to that one?
Village. Yeah, my mom brought it for dinner
And
once.
how was it?
Tastes the same.
Okay.
That's why I said like if you want to taste it, taste that, and that's
Okay.
it's literally what it tasted like in New York. I mean, it was fresh in New York, like 'cause
Right. Obviously.
I mean, they made it both places fresh, but obviously I had to wait till it came home, and I ate Jamal like right away.
yeah.
So there's that, but I
Right.
mean, like, it tasted the same.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But it was good. It was definitely, and it was a long wait too. We waited like 30 minutes to get inside,
Right.
just to sit down,
Well,
and then
because it was like fucking.
because it's a tourist spot, but it's not too touristy. But it is, but it's
like
not.
Pink's, man.
But it's not. But I wouldn't say it's Pink's because I feel like even
Because
though
it doesn't belong to LA.
right, I don't know.
It's
But
like,
it's-
it's like when a Krispy Kreme opened. I don't know
I
how.
love Krispy Kremes.
I mean, that's.
I haven't had one in years though.
Do you remember when the Krispy Kreme opened?
I remember when I first had one, and I was like in elementary school.
So when Krispy Kreme first opened in Union City, 2-hour wait. 2-hour fucking wait.
And now, because they're fucking good, dude. They're delicious.
Well, I mean,
Krispy Kreme is delicious.
fucking donut's a donut.
I remember one time I was at my.
It's like Dunkin' Donuts here. Like people went nuts when there's a Dunkin' Donuts. I don't give a shit.
Well, they're
donuts.
well, Dunkin' Donuts. See, the thing is, Dunkin' Donuts used to be here, and then they moved out east, and then it became an East Coast only thing. And now one or two occasionally seep over here, or they stay here. But we used to have Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, it was the same thing though. Like they opened from their East Coast chain. They tried. It didn't work.
So they stay. I'm just saying though,
They came back.
I grew up with Dunkin' Donuts, 100%.
No, you didn't, fucker. We looked this up. You were 2 when they fucking closed.
No, we did look this up.
We did, and you were 2
I
years
grew-
old when
I
they
grew
you
up-
did not grow up with them. They closed when you were like 2.
No, I remember Dunkin' Donuts. My memory does not go back that far, and I remember.
You probably saw a sign for Dunkin' Donuts, and this place was closed.
No. When did Dunkin' Donuts leave California? That's what I'm Googling. After an 18-year vacation, and this article was written in 2015. So what is the math on that?
1997.
Okay, so I was 5. So fuck you.
Fuck you. You were still 5. You
I
grew
re-
up. You didn't grow up with them.
I grew up for
dickface.
5 years with. I remember it though at least. So go fuck yourself.
Fucking Daniel's fat memories are so strong.
And now
He
and
remembers
then
it like they were yesterday.
now there's not even there aren't even Winchells anymore. It's all yum yum.
Fuck donuts, man.
That's what I was gonna say.
Donuts are overrated as shit.
I was
man.
at the first time or not the first time, but I remember having I remember eating a whole box of Krispy Kremes once. Never had
California donuts is like because they do that.
They brought Voodoo Donuts here.
I know that's gonna fuck California donuts up because now they're making bacon maple donuts too. Who's got the better one?
I've
Who
never had
cares?
California
They're
donuts.
shit.
I wouldn't eat a bacon donut.
I can't stand fucking people that could say they eat 7 donuts. How can you do that to
well, I had a
yourself?
whole box of Krispy Kremes once.
Okay, I don't think they're that great, but I can forgive you for that because they melt in your mouth. That's
They
the
do.
one thing.
And they're smaller
so-
than normal donuts.
When you get them fresh and they're warm, they like just dissolve in your mouth. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've experienced Krispy Kreme. They do that shit. Like you're like boom, boom, and like you're like before you know it, like
You've had 3.
yeah,
Because it's like eating air with sugar on it.
right, exactly. That they're not dense like other donut places. But
But that's what I was gonna say.
I eat half a donut and I'm done. Like no, like I'm saying, you know, I can't do more. Than
I
half a
stay
donut.
away from. I don't go out and buy donuts. I'll have a donut on set. That's about it.
That really upsets me when that's breakfast. When someone
What,
brings
donut?
a box of donuts, like that's fucking breakfast.
On set,
Just the nap.
jack you on sugar, and
Yeah.
then like.
And you're gonna crash like 2 hours later.
Well, that's
like,
what the coffee's
good,
for.
man.
Coffee and donuts.
It's
That's what
just so healthy.
I had. That's what I had last week.
Fuck me. No, I'm good.
Donuts are good though. They were like fucking gourmet donuts or something. They weren't like some like Korean owner donuts. Not that that's kind of racist, but
I like how you sent me just a picture of Nugent with Trump, like as if that was a surprise.
really, it's just a picture.
It's just a picture. It's not an article. It's
Oh.
just a picture.
Well, there was supposed to be an article about it, but oh well. I guess it didn't send. It wasn't even an important article. I just thought it was funny.
Well, we got stuff to do. Do you want to add anything else? Do you
No,
want-
I'm
you wanna
good.
Briefly talk about Call of Duty going back to World War II.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. I did want to talk about that, but no.
Okay.
No, I did, but it's gonna be a long thing, and I'd rather do the other
I
stuff.
feel like Daniel's edible just kicked in. Like he's starting to look a little high. Like he's I'm not high. I'm not
no,
high.
I'm not.
It's fine,
I
Pepsi.
was a little bit
Give me a
like a little
Pepsi.
while ago, but I'm not. No, I'm good. I'm like not even.
All right, well, you guys know the drill, dngtalk.com. Tell your friends to subscribe to our fucking YouTube page.
I know. I want 100. We're at 67. We've gotten.
Slowly but surely,
We're getting
the
there.
engine that could.
So you keep doing reaction videos and pissing people off.
Yeah, no one's subscribing for the reaction. They're just
We are
watching
getting
them.
views. Getting close to that 10,000
10,000.
mark,
Yeah.
which I'm surprised we're almost halfway there, which is kind of interesting.
Fucking New Year's Eve video. I really hope. I really hope 420 in the title is.
It's gonna boost something.
So then we get
all the videos should be tagged 420.
Yeah, another 1,000 views, 3-second views.
Hey man, fuck it. Who knows?
All right, that's it. Fuck you guys.
All right, see you guys.